Boy, they be lying.
I wanted to briefly talk about this guy, Shark3ozero. Shark330? Shark300? Not really sure. In this clip, he's reacting to a debate between Emma Vigeland, actual justice warrior, and Tim Pool. And as you can see by the title, he's trying to pretend that Emma Vigeland won instead of humiliating herself. Because as always with left-wingers, reality is a mere inconvenience.
It wasn't giant. It was a small bump from the pandemic.
A 47% increase in homicide in the city of New York is not a small bump.
Homicides have been on a precipitous decline since the 70s.
Well, I don't know. I don't think it's if it's like 100 and now it's 147, I wouldn't necessarily say that's a really in like a city of in like an area with like a couple million people, that's not really a big bump, honestly.
I know he's trying his hardest to pretend that Emma Vigeland isn't being destroyed. But really, we have to pretend that a 47% increase in homicide isn't substantial. Let me put that in a more unequivocal way. That extra 40% represents an extra 149 people dying. If you compare that figure with a city like London, which has a similar population, you'll see that spike, the increase, is greater than the total number of homicides in London on an average year. This is a pathetic defense, and it shows you how little these people care, despite all the virtue signaling.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at the giga jump. You see that? Half the city's gone. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, half the city's gone, bro. It's over.
Oh my god, look at those right-wingers caring about an extra 149 people dying. That is completely ridiculous. Who cares if more people get murdered, including a 1-year-old? We're the left, the party of the people. We really do care about you. Unless you get murdered and don't fit our narrative, then we don't really give a shit. Let's compare his demeanour to when the deaths do fit his narrative. In this clip, he's reacting to Grade A Under A's video on COVID. And to be clear, I don't agree with Grade A Under A's callousness either. What can I say? I guess I'm just consistent, unlike this fucking clown.
Means that of our 37,594 people who we gave COVID, right, a grand total of 838 will die. Rest in peace, boys.
Sure, that's funny, but you know what's not funny? People's like moms and dads, their sisters and brothers, their spouses and children dying. Half the city's gone. That's not funny. That's not very funny at all. Half the city's gone.
The COVID death, not funny. 47% increase in murder, including a 1-year-old baby. That's funny.
I don't know, man. There's gonna be ups and downs when it comes to crime all the time.
Are we gonna have to pretend that 47% isn't statistically significant?
It's just not like a real issue. Listen, I know it's like super cool and sick to be online and not care about anything, and you're just a dude and you're like, oh, people care about things? That's so cringe, man. 1,000 people? Rest in piss, you won't be missed.
Even Emma Vigeland wasn't this stupid. She recognizes that it is a huge spike, but she attributes it to COVID. She doesn't pretend that it isn't a real thing.
But when you see videos of a guy like shoveling stuff into a garbage bag, that's not desperation.
But again,
they want profit because they want money? Well, they're not doing it for desperation, they're doing it for profit. Okay, why do they need profit? Why do they need profit?
I think these leftist types have such a simplistic worldview that they can't understand this simple point. Not everyone who's stealing is doing it out of desperation. Now hold with me. This is a crazy concept. Some people steal because they want money. I know, it's insane. Even rich people sometimes steal. Aren't you guys all about wage theft? Does that mean when employers steal from their employees, it's always out of desperation? In this next clip, Shark will be reacting to Graham Linehan. He's the creator of Father Ted, an IT crowd, who's been speaking out against transgenderism for a while now. I really don't know that much about him beyond that. So I'm not saying I support him or his views. I'm more interested in Shark's reaction.
I should have a musical on. It should be up and running for like 3 years. But because of this ridiculous and, homophobic, misogynistic movement, it was just stolen. And all Hat-Trick and my colleagues would have to do would be to say, of course women should have fair sports. Of course children shouldn't be mutilated and sterilised. Do you know what I mean? These are not controversial positions to hold. But for some reason, they refuse to do it.
This guy genuinely believes that trans people go around like, boy, I can't wait till I can abuse another child today. Boy, I love abusing children.
This is completely nonsensical. Maybe he confused the word mutilating with violating, because Graham didn't say anything of the sort. So this makes no sense. He said that children shouldn't be mutilated or sterilised. As in, they shouldn't undergo transgender therapy. Nothing about trans people abusing children. It's that we as a society shouldn't let that happen.
Like, that's what he genuinely believes people go around and doing. And so now he lives in a little fantasy world where he can't even understand how all I do is do normal things and say normal things that everybody believes, but everybody treats me so terribly. It's almost like people don't actually believe that. It's actually almost like they don't. It's almost like when you say, I believe a girl should have fair sports, what you mean is that this minority group should be banned from participating in sports.
No, he means what he said, I'm assuming. He's saying they should only be allowed to compete in sports that match with their biological sex, which isn't a fringe position. In fact, it seems to be the opinion of the majority of people, and increasingly so. You can see that opinion went up 7%, according to Gallup. Oh, but sorry, I forgot percentage increases don't matter if you're a complete idiot.